Well, it's about that time in the summertime. Fighting game season is right around the corner. Combo Breaker just ended. I think Evo is going to be arriving sooner than later, and it has probably been the highest it has ever been, which is like the most popular and most marketable than ever. I mean, guaranteed, though, I didn't really think fighting games would reach this far, and let alone in the mainstream media of esports and, just live streams. I mean, Capcom literally had a pay-per-view for one of their Capcom Cups this year, and genuinely, I think a lot of people had mixed feelings about it. I think it's just kind of a waste of money, genuinely, because these used to be for free, but this is just another topic for other times. But why am I getting into this? Fighting games this year has actually been really popular. Now, other than the fact that other series like Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls and Invincible Versus dropped around the corner, Fatal Fury City of the Wolves is literally having Season 3 right around, then we have the new game that everybody's been waiting to see because Tekken's been hogging the spotlight for quite a while, and mainly we'll get into Tekken later, but I just want to gush about the newest entry for VF, and it is Virtua Fighter Crossroads, or Virtua Fighter 6, because the title literally has the 6 in color, so I think that's really clever artwork, or logo design in general from Sega and RGG Studio. Virtua Fighter Crossroads is, I think, supposed to be the 6th entry in the entire series. It is more story-based and a lot more heavier than I thought it would be, because not only are some of the old returning characters coming back, we even have some fresh new faces as well, like Cielo, we have Stella, I forget who the other 2 new characters are, but they are going to be part of the new roster as well. So overall, Virtua Fighter has at least introduced maybe 2 new characters every game once in a while. I mean, given the track record, it's literally had every new entry in the entire series since like the Sega Genesis and CD era. I genuinely believe RGG Studio and Sega are falling into the right direction for what Virtua Fighter stands for and what it actually means for, the fans. And they're staying truthful to, the source material, but actually spicing it up with a little bit more of a grounded approach and a little bit more of a martial arts kind of movie approach, which I think is really interesting because if given the fact that RGG Studios, yes, that RGG Studios, the same company that literally actually has Tupac in Stranger Than Heaven. I think this company, or this developing studio, actually understood what Virtua Fighter needs. Because not only did they make it grounded, but the story mode's going to be more, about, people sharing their, fighting experiences through Villa Sapara. And I think it'll be very interesting to see where Cielo's story goes, because this isn't just, them fighting for their lives. This is just another place for them, get out of, because there's many burdens and many criminals out there that literally roam the streets. And sometimes people's wills or fighting spirits just go on like they never stop, I actually think this is a very interesting approach for Virtua Fighter, because given the fact that there wasn't much story or lore with the games, and it was introduced earlier on in Virtua Fighter 5, and they have arcade endings for, for reading their bios and stuff. And fun fact though, did you actually know that Pai-chan, yes, the one that you see in the new trailer, she was literally a movie actress star or stuntsman. She literally did kung fu in most of her movies, and she actually does all sorts of other things in her hobbies. So it's like, I didn't really think characters like that actually had stories to begin with, and it makes me curious to see how all the other ones are written in the new game. Because Akira especially, though, dude, like, good lord, man, I'm kind of curious to see where that goes. Or Wolf Hawkfield in general, because characters like that have been around for Sega's legacy for over, 30 years. And, fun fact, the person that literally made Virtua Fighter actually greenlit Crossroads, and his name is Yu Suzuki. Now, Yu Suzuki was literally a, developer for Virtua Fighter and created it, and he pretty much greenlit half of the 3D fighters that you see nowadays, like Tekken, Soul Calibur, Dead or Alive, and VF. But if it wasn't for this man, we wouldn't be getting Crossroads now, because he's been at it, though, with RGG Studios, and hats down to y'all, man. Like, y'all are doing really good on these games. It's crazy. But now we got to get into Tekken. So this is where I don't want to get negative, but I might have to, because I really love Tekken. And Tekken 7 was genuinely one of my first introductions to the series, and I know y'all are going to be calling me young as shit just because people literally got introduced to a game that's been out for like 11 years, mind you. So it's like, I can't really argue with that, other than the fact that some people grew up playing Tekken way more than I did, so I was late to the party, alright? But Tekken 8, however, it's in a rough spot right now.
This nigga needs to stop getting involved. He has not gotten a single nerf. A single fucking nerf since he's added to the game called Tekken.
You gave everybody this ugly ass fucking jank ass goddamn Nintendo Switch fucking the Super Mario Smash Bros. Slip animation when they get fucking smashed over the head. This is his Tekken 7 move. Is this wall splat?
Like, a lot of people and players are not happy with how the balance patches have been. Like, characters, like, moves have been more offensive rather than defensive, because the fans and the players were asking for defensive options like crazy. And to remove heat from the game entirely, which, I mean, Tekken 7 didn't even have heat. They just literally had Rage Art and Rage Drives, which was literally the whole, standard for playing their game, and didn't really change the rest of their movesets of legacy characters. However, in Tekken 8, they did the exact opposite. This is something that isn't really in Harada's control. This is, mind you, from Bandai itself. The company that has pretty much ruined every anime arena 3D fighter and every trading card business imaginable. Thanks, Logan Paul. But anyways, I was about to say that Harada is no longer working with Bandai, other than the fact that he went to SNK to form his own studio called Versus Studio. And a man actually visited the Waffle House. Like, good lord, man. I really hope Tekken 8 gets the Waffle House stage at some point, because I don't think Yujiro is going to be enough to handle this game if it's going to be dead on arrival. But bro, if you give me a Waffle House stage with Yujiro and just everything else with it, I'm okay at this point. Whatever. But overall, Tekken is just like not in the greatest position as it once was, like, maybe 7 or 8 years ago. And it's been kind of had some ups or downs once in a while. So it's like, it normally goes from like Tekken 1, Tekken 2, Tekken 3, and then Tekken 4, and then Tekken 5, Tekken 6, and then 7, and then 8. It's more like that. It's just like been an emotional mixed roller coaster of like trail mix is what it feels like. I feel bad for all the Tekken players, but I guarantee you when Virtua Fighter Crossroads comes out, y'all are gonna be loving this shit in general. Like, I can't wait, because it's gonna be more simplistic with the controls rather than learning 300 movesets a goddamn time that will take up most of your hour without my PS5 literally overheating to the point where I gotta fucking clean it just so it doesn't sound like a jet engine. I apologize. Again, I don't like being negative, but sometimes that shit just has to be addressed, because it isn't Harada's fault that the game is in a weird state. It's mainly the company that's responsible for the developers and the people behind it. We'll get back into Virtua Fighter. Now, I strongly believe that Sega's still stepping into the right direction where they need to be. And Virtua Fighter has been a series that's been neglected from Sega for quite a while, since Sega was like, the Sonic standard. Like, they were just doing Sonic stuff constantly. But now that they've reintroduced older franchises like Crazy Taxi, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, Jet Set Radio, stuff like that, it can just be more cohesive now, because they can actually do what they need to do. And even RGG Studios has been working on 2 games that have been coming out next year, mind you, which is the ones I've mentioned in this video. Yeah, in general, Virtua Fighter is going to be pretty fun when it comes out. I hope it really sells well, because I need more people getting into this kind of stuff, and fighting games are a very niche media. If you want to know the control settings for this game, it's just punch, kick, and guard. That's all you really need to know. There's some really cool shit that you can pull off in this game, and I guarantee you that Virtua Fighter Crossroads will teach you the very simplistic controls with the sense of realism with the game itself. Because in the older games, they normally would get juggled from just doing one combo at a time. So if you just kind of get greedy and whiff a hit or a kick, you literally just get comboed and you just don't get from. Like, it's just that simple. But in Virtua Fighter Crossroads, they add a sense of realism to the point where you can actually pummel your enemies to the ground. It kind of makes it more of a more realistic approach of how fights should be handled in like real life, you know, even in a video game. But yeah, I think that's really cool. Oh, that just felt my TV literally. I think this video should sum up how I feel about, you know, the recent updates with fighting games and just with Virtua Fighter. I really hope it does a generational run for, you know, people who, you know, love these games in general, especially 3D fighters, because my father absolutely loves 3D fighters more than 2D fighters. I grew up mainly with 2D, but my dad was more of a 3D kind of guy because Virtua Fighter was one of his favorites, and I'm very thankful he's still with me to, you know, eventually play the new game next year. But yeah, that's about it, guys. What are your guys' thoughts on Virtua Fighter Crossroads? Are y'all excited? Are y'all skeptical? If so, let me know down below. But yeah, that's about it. See ya.